This game has made me over 1 million Robux, and I'm about to delete it. 3-player obby race is a game I made back in 2020, which blew up. But I developed it before I knew how to use Roblox Studio, therefore it's not the greatest. The player counts are slowly decreasing, so I think it's time to completely overhaul it with new maps and features. I have in mind the idea of 3 maps for the obby, easy, medium, and hard, each with its own unique theme. I'm going to delete and rebuild this map, but use the same obby features that have made the game successful. I can then use this as a template for the 2 new maps. Starting with this one, I thought it should be the medium level, as it has been the only level since the game release. The biggest eyesore, in my opinion, are the start and finish areas, so let's get started on those. Luckily, I can reuse an obby start area I created previously for another one of my games, and I think it works here with some small adjustments. I'm removing the morphs, they take up too much space, and I don't think they suit this obby as much as they did the other one. And I'm also removing the shop, but I'm going to keep the Game Pass givers. One thing I do want to add, however, is some kind of checkered flag to aid with the racing aspect. Additionally, I'm not a massive fan of how these 3 paths were different on the original map, as it would not make a fair race. So I'm going to make all 3 sides start from the front of this area, if that makes sense. And to allow for this, I need to make some of these stages slightly thin. Then I can copy the start to the end with some minor tweaks. With some testing and fixing the Game Pass scripts, that's the first map complete. For the hard stage, I think it would look cool to give it a classic theme. And by that, I just mean adding studs onto absolutely everything. This would have been a good update to make when the classic event was happening, but unfortunately I missed that event. I've created a stud backdrop scenery for the start and finish zones, which I quite like. This is actually the most fun I've had building on Roblox, and I think it's because the studs just make it similar to Lego. And who doesn't love Lego? I'm maintaining the stages predominantly the same, but altering their appearances and spacing out some of the kill bricks to make it more manageable. I've also added a trophy at the end and modified the buttons to align with the theme. This is unequivocally my favorite of the stages so far. So for the hard stage, I think I'm going to be inspired by, aka completely steal the map from this. So this is actually just a recreation of a 3-player obby race that I made after my game was successful. And I think I will take the theming of this. I won't steal the map. So I know I did like time lapse for the last 2 stages, but for this one, I'll show you a little bit more in depth, just in case you're wondering how it works. I am quite stuck on how I want this start to look. So I did change the sky, but the only thing I could think of is maybe starting on a cloud. Now, I'll just do it in Studio. So I imagine the best way to do this is probably to just grab some spheres and make them white and put them together and see how that looks. I feel like this is going to look stupid, but I'm going to try it anyway. We see how it goes. So if I just duplicate like one over there and then one over there, I think you can definitely tell that's a cloud, right? And from the bottom, it's a little bit more obvious. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I think the only way to make this look good would be to make the spawn invisible as well. A turn off can collide and make it slightly thinner, and then just bring it in a bit there as well. Now I should spawn pretty much in the center. Yeah, that looks good. And maybe for this one, for the checker, instead of having some kind of flag, if I just have it almost just like a texture on the floor, just running across like this, I think that will work. Okay, that looks good. Just want to cut off this overhang. So I think I'm happy with that for a start. I think for this one, well, the sky I'm pretty sure is just called aesthetic sky. I want it to look aesthetic. I might change, I think it's the bloom or whatever it is. It adds this haze so you can't really see your way to the end. But I think this more simplistic style will work for this one best. So I don't think I should add anything more to this. So here I have the part from the obby that I copied over. So I'm going to copy the color scheme from this onto the rest of this obby part. I've deleted the other 2. So then I can just complete this one and then copy and paste it 2 more times. And I'm going to try and make it harder. So for example, for this bit, we'll thin them out. Add a few more kill bricks here, make these smaller. I rebuilt each stage, but didn't change too much apart from making them harder. Otherwise, it would have been the only level that doesn't fit in with the obby structure. I kept to the pattern and decided to use neon kill bricks to stand out. There were some color clashes I wasn't a massive fan of, hence I did occasionally stray off of the pattern, especially with the combination of the orange and red, as it just looks fleshy and not particularly aesthetic. Okay, I think everything is done for this map. All I want to do though is change the buttons. I think I'll keep them relatively the same. I mean, if I can find the original image files, I might just change the background. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I have. So I think if I just pull up a HSL like this, go for like the purple, I might even be better if I just pick that exact color and then try and shift it, get like a red. So I think that's kind of it, right? Try and get it pastel looking. That might work. It's not quite the right colors. Let me see how it looks in game. So this is how the buttons look on the left. I think I'm definitely going to be changing the colors. They just look a bit muddy and washed instead of looking the pastel like I wanted them to. But we can leave it like that for now. And I've now published all of the places to the game. As you can see, it's just been updated. So if I can join a new lobby, which it looks like they're all full, we can see the new map. Now, the only thing is we don't currently have a way to switch between the maps. So this is the new first world, the normal or the medium world. And then what I've got is I've got a little thing here. So if I type /classic into the chat, then it's going to teleport me to the classic map so I can test it here. And if I type /pastel, then it takes me to the pastel map. And I've got the boards working in here as well now. So it seems like everything is working. I'll have to check if these are prompting the correct on a separate account. But I did copy and paste them over. So if they weren't working, that'd be pretty strange. So all I have to do now is add the menu switch option for when people join the game. And then you'll be able to go between all the worlds. I had no idea where to start on this, so I just made a nice rounded rectangle to fit the screen and added a pattern onto it with some coloring to match the pink in the original map. Then I added 3 options, one for each of the maps. Only the outside ones will teleport you, as this screen will show on the medium level map when you first join in the game, so the middle option will just close the menu. I wanted it to look Robloxy, and despite that not being a real thing, I think this achieves that. I have placed the menu in, and I haven't been able to fully test it since you can't teleport to places within Studio. But I'm going to publish this to Roblox, and fingers crossed I've got it right, otherwise people just won't be able to play my game. I'm going to migrate to the latest update, and then if I join a server now, I should get into a new one. Here we go. Yes, look, so this is what I can see here. I can see this level select. I guess I'll have to keep leaving and rejoining to get it to work fully. I might make it a bit smaller. I'm just realizing that. So if I press that, good, that worked. Now, I imagine if I reset, that won't up again. Well, I hope not, at least. Oh, it does. Okay. I don't want that happening. We'll have to work with that. Right, normal gets rid of it. Okay, good. And then if I click on easy, it should teleport me. There we go. Right, okay, good. And then the menu isn't on this version. Right, so it's all working. I just need to fix the fact that every time you die, it pops up. Right, I believe I've fixed the issue. Otherwise, my game is, well, completely unplayable. Right, here we are. Luckily, I'm the only person in the server, so it's a new one. And I'm going to jump off the side here and reset because it's quicker. I should have just done that in the first place. And I shouldn't see it again. Okay, good. But now if I leave and rejoin, let me double check that the teleports are working. So we did check the first one, but I haven't actually checked the teleport for the hard level yet. So let me press that, the impossible. There we go. Okay, good. It's all working. So I have fully updated the new maps, redone, overhauled absolutely everything. So if you want to play this game, link will be in the description. And let me know if you want more videos like this, because I've got a couple more features that I want to add and keep improving on this game to make it actually good.
Megaphone, telephone, mulch on a throne.